What's up, everybody? Here I am, fully back in action after a difficult week last week. So as promised for ages, we finally have the return of Netflix Pick of the Week. And as you can see by the title, I do have one quick question, so please stick around till the end of the video. But what other choice could I make for the return of Netflix Pick of the Week than this show? So of course today we're going to be talking about Friends on the Razman's reality. So no one told you life was gonna be this way. I mean, what is there to say about Friends, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, it's the show that made Gilmore Girls possible with the family dynamic and the making people, networks, realize that people are interested in a show just centered around people and characters. It's a show that made How I Met Your Mother possible. There are people that make the argument, and I'm vehemently against this argument, by the way, but there are people who make the argument that How I Met Your Mother is just a clone of Friends because it's the same premise about a group of people that you follow through the entire show, but it's not, because it's about Ted telling his kids how he met their mother and the importance of the relationships that came out of that whole journey for him. So it's a completely different premise than just friends hanging out together and being exposed to their lives. But without Friends, there would definitely be no How I Met Your Mother. And there are many shows that have followed a similar premise that would not exist without this show. And it arguably has the greatest characters of all time in Ross, Monica, Chandler, Phoebe, and Rachel. So I don't know anybody on the planet who hasn't seen this show. I don't know anybody on the planet who doesn't go around quoting this show. I don't know who anybody on the planet who doesn't say that I want my significant other to be my lobster, like Ross and Rachel were for each other. I don't know anybody who hasn't said at one point or another that they know someone identically like all the characters, whether it's Rachel's ditziness and growth, ditziness in the beginning, and growth throughout the show, or whether it's Ross's just woe is me attitude and using Rachel and his relationship with her to become a better person, whether it's Joey and his womanizing and then growing to become a better person, whether it's Chandler's just off the wall, no direction in life until he ends up with Monica, whether it's Monica's bouncing around from guy to guy in a desperate attempt to feel whole until she ends up with Chandler, or whether it's any relationship that is brought out through the incredible relationship that these people have with one another, and the side characters worked and you were invested in them. I mean, it's just arguably the greatest show ever written. I mean, I have said that it's not my greatest show ever written, but it's hard to debate that it is the greatest show ever written. And if it's not, it's definitely, if you're going to make a top 20, top 15 list of the greatest shows ever written and made, this one makes just about everyone's list. But if for some reason you haven't seen Friends and you've only heard about how great this show is, and you've only heard about what this show did to pop culture and how it changed the face of television in general, this is something you have to see. And Netflix offers you the full HD Blu-ray quality transfers of the show. So if you're like me and you didn't get the show because it was expensive to collect seasons back then, and you didn't have the money for the complete series, and the complete series never went down in price, and by the time it did, the Blu-ray came out, but you still haven't picked up the Blu-ray just because you had to make some hard choices financially, at least now you have the ability to watch this show in proper order again. So I'm considering joining my friend Frankie, FK Vlogs, in doing single episode rewatch reviews as I go through this show after we get done with Batman and How I Met Your Mother. So she may finish her series before I even start mine, or maybe well into it, but she kind of inspired me that this would be a great show to do that with. So if that's something you all want to see me eventually do, leave it down below in the comment section and I will know to do it. Now, what I wanted to ask you all about real quick is, you know that I had a very tough week the last couple weeks with sickness and family sadness, so I have been out of sync for about 2 weeks in video making. So I have 3 weeks of top 5 Fridays to do. So do you guys want to see me, guys and gals, sorry, do you want to see me do them all? Or do you want me to just pick up with James and Ian this Friday with what they're doing this Friday and just let the other 3 go? And if I do all 3 that I've missed out on plus this week, should I do them all in one giant long video on Friday? Or should I start in what would probably be Friday of this week and just go for 3 or 4 days in a row until I'm caught up? So that's my question. And there was something else, but I can't remember it off the top of my head, so if I remember it, I will throw it in a future video episode. So tomorrow, I'm not sure if there's going to be an episode or not. If there is, it's going to be just a standard review, because I'm going to start doing, because of the positive feedback I got about the idea, I'm going to start reviewing the shows that I watch regularly from week to week, starting with where they are now. So we're going to do Flash, which is on Tuesday night, but it's on at 8 o'clock on Tuesday, which means that I can film and edit, but I won't be able to upload until early Wednesday. And then Wednesday we have Turned Right Around and have Agent Carter, which will be up early Thursday. So these are going to be videos in addition to my normal schedule. But because that's new and I'm not sure exactly the best way to do it, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to have 2 videos up in that short a time frame. But everything else will remain the same. The reviews when I have them, the recommends series. Once again, thank you to Indian Maiden. Your support is greatly appreciated. So with that being said, as always, please subscribe if you're new here. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it as well, and share it, because that always helps. And as always, this is reality according to the Razman and Razman style. It's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.